Listening to our vice president speak about hate, I am not quite sure what universe, what planet she is living on. Listen carefully to this message from the White House, from the Biden-Harris White House. It will stun you.
Our nation was founded on the fundamental principle that all people should have the freedom to live, to worship, and to be without fear of violence or persecution. Earlier this year, in response to an historic rise in anti-Semitic attacks, we also released the first national strategy to counter anti-Semitism.
And if I remember correctly, the CARE, an organization that actually supports Hamas, supports terrorism, has a horrible, horrible record when it comes to anti-Semitism. They were part of the Conference on Anti-Semitism. No one has ever explained that bizarre inclusion of CARE to deal with anti-Semitism. I'm still rubbing my head on that one.
And to make clear, taking on hate is a national priority. President Biden and I held the first White House summit to address hate-fueled violence, and we brought together religious leaders, community leaders, and survivors to continue our work to keep all Americans safe. And today, we take another important step forward in our fight against hate. For years, Muslims in America and those perceived to be Muslim have endured a disproportionate number of hate-fueled attacks.
That is not true. That is not accurate. All the statistics from the FBI, New York City Police Department, and police departments all over the country, it is not true that there is a disproportionate number of attacks against Muslims in this country. It is a lie, not even close to the truth, not even within 100 miles of the truth. What is our vice president talking about? The problem right now is not attacks upon Muslims in this country, and we condemn any attack against any group of people. It is unacceptable. But the attacks that are going on at universities all over this country, in the streets of America, all over America, are attacks upon the Jewish people, fear within the Jewish community that we have never seen before. So what in God's name is the vice president talking about? What is the Biden administration talking about? This message to the American people and to the world has nothing to do with the truth, nothing to do with the facts, nothing to do with the statistics. Attacks upon Jews in comparison to attacks upon Muslims, I don't know, 8-1, 10-1, 20-1? That is a fact. Could this possibly be about elections, about politics? Is this to make Tlaib, Omar, AOC, to make them happy? Because they have actually said, we may not vote for Biden. What in God's name is Harris talking about? Is she living on what planet? Because it surely is not on Earth. Her reality is completely, totally distorted. Vice President Harris, you are undermining the fight against anti-Semitism by doing what you're doing, by playing politics with hate. That's exactly what this is. Islamophobia. God, this is the problem in America? Did anyone notice? How many Muslim students have been attacked at universities throughout America? Tell me, where? Have I missed the stories? Have I been away? What are you talking about? It is the Jewish community that is in fear in America. And you're getting on national TV to talk about Islamophobia? That's out of control. It is a lie. It is the big lie, and it undermines the battle and the war against Jew hatred. This is shameful. This is pathetic. And this is unacceptable.
As a result of the Hamas terrorist attack in Israel and the humanitarian crisis in Gaza, we have seen an uptick in anti-Palestinian, anti-Arab.
Where? Where? Show me. For God's sake, can you show me where? Yeah, there have been incidents, but individual incidents, not massive attacks against Palestinians, against Muslims in America. Come on, for God's sake. This is not acceptable. This is not cool.
Anti-Arab, anti-Semitic, and Islamophobic incidents.
Oh, nice. Thank you for throwing it anti-Semitic. Surrounded by anti-Islamic hate. Anti-Islamic hate, anti-Islamic hate, anti-Semitism, anti-Islamic hate, anti-Islamic hate.
Across America.
This is a very, very sad moment as an American to listen to our vice president representing the president of the United States, who's worried about his political career, to play politics with hate. Never acceptable. Sorry.
Including the brutal attack of a Palestinian-American woman who was Muslim and the killing of her 6-year-old son.
And unquestionably, that was terrible, and that was horrible, and the perpetrator should rot in jail.
A senseless act.
But there isn't a problem in America with Islamophobia. It just isn't true. Why are you lying to the American people?
Of violence that the Department of Justice is investigating as a hate crime. For so many people in our nation, the past few days and weeks have brought about all too familiar fears. Fears that they will be targeted, profiled, or attacked simply because of who they are, how they worship, or how they look.
And in particular, Jews who are identifiably Jewish, wearing a Star of David, wearing a kippah, and so on and so forth. I don't see any attacks, as I said before, at universities or in the streets. I don't see Jewish kids with yarmulkes attacking Muslims or attacking progressives who support the barbarism of Hamas. I haven't noticed a single attack of that kind. And you're talking about Islamophobia all over the place? Oh my God, wherever you look. Oh my God, here, there, everywhere. Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? It is unacceptable. Stop it. Stop playing politics with hate.
The Biden-Harris administration will develop our nation's first national strategy to counter Islamophobia. This strategy will be a comprehensive...
Okay, how many votes is that worth? Okay, now you got Tlaibak and Omar.
And detailed plan
but
to protect Muslims and those perceived to be Muslim from hate,
ridiculous.
bigotry, and violence.
It's outrageous.
And to address the concern that some government policies may discriminate against Muslims. For example, the so-called Muslim ban, which President Biden revoked on our first day in office.
By the way, hate from who? From where? Who's committing these acts of hate against Muslims in America? Is it Jewish kids? Is it the Jewish community? Is it the alternate right, the radical right? No. The hate in this country right now is emanating from within the Muslim community, from within the progressive radical community. That's where the hate is coming from. It's coming from liberals. They are the ones fueling the hate in this country. They are the ones who are standing up and saying that Hamas is an organization of liberation, that the torturing of men, women, and children, the burning of little children, babies in an oven, the rape of women, that's okay because that's part of liberation. It's coming from within those who identify as Democrats. That is the reality. And if we don't face it, and if we're not honest about it, we'll never get there. We'll never accomplish anything. It's dishonest This is the most dishonest thing I've heard. This is pure, unadulterated propaganda to fool the American people. Shame on you. Shame on you.
So here's the bottom line. In America, no one should be made to fight hate alone. And in this moment, then, let us all clearly say, a harm against any one of us is a harm against all of us.
The bottom line is that we are witnessing anti-Semitism at levels that we have never seen in this country before. The last 3 weeks in particular, things were terrible before. You know the statistics. Just do me a favor, talk to the head of the FBI. Talk to police commissioners all over the country. Who's afraid to walk the streets? Who's being told, take off your yarmulke? Who's being told, take off your Star of David? Who's being told, don't have anything that identifies you as a Jew? Have any mosques been attacked in America? One? One single mosque in America under attack by radicals? If it has happened, it hasn't gotten any attention. I'm not aware. Anti-Semitism is out of control. Jews are afraid. Jews are beginning to believe there's no future in America for Jewish people. That is tragic. This is a great country, and you are undermining the foundation and the values of this country by playing politics with hate. Islamophobia is not the problem now, and you know it.